All right, you guys wanna, do the thing? Well, I just simply say, yeah, you guys already know what to do. You guys know who I am. Otherwise, it's happening back to Earth, and then being able to say that it's steady, right? Because one of the big features that was mentioned previously was like, all sort of like people hating on the AIs or all of these things that are coming to like together is like essentially what shift can you do by altering these events of history compared to like taking out a major player, I guess, or anything else from that. So I'm just really interested in seeing where this goes and how things develop. Also, what heartbreak can come from this? Because like, are we gonna lose someone else in this episode? Like, are we gonna lose this little girl as well? Like, are we gonna go 2-0? That's hard, dude. That's hard. How can you trust that? That was a good back kick. Really good back kick. Damn.
あんなお嬢様と一緒にするなよ。
前へ走って
Absolutely terrifying. Oh no. I wonder if, like, in situations like this, if I don't know. It's like if that terrorist group was like completely left to die, would things have changed? Like, would terrorist groups like still like if that was the main one? You get it? My brain's like trying to process too much. Hey yo, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. She kind of deserved that, you know. Gravity on. Oh. Bro, why is Vivi gotta hit so hard? Ooh. Oh, that's like a completely different grip and everything. Like, my heart, she's so beautiful, guys. Oh, okay, so what I was gonna say is, you can tell that even in the moments of that, like I'm not even kidding. Like, my heart just like grew 2 sizes right there. I think Vivi might be like one of the like might hit that like type waifu, and I've never really like mentioned that like in terms of like being serious. But my heart, oof. Okay. So what I was gonna say is like you can tell that like in terms of emotions, in terms of like in dire straits, even if it's reluctantly, it's still like the ability to go ahead and open up to the teddy bear that she doesn't 100% like trust, and that's huge. And even in the motions of like what to do or what to say, if people try and argue like, oh, it's because Vivi is entitled to go ahead and try and save uh, as many humans as possible per se, right? It's about the way that she's completely interacting with them and taking these bold risks and putting themselves at risk and doing all of these things. It is really like, I don't know. It's awesome to see the character progression. It's awesome to see that like now it's like the ability to go ahead and take these risks, even if it means like the destruction of themselves in the process. So huge, huge. Oh, is that Vivi? Oof. Oh.
ビビ状況確認できる私はテロリス かってる。
Just to make a point on that, it absolutely is. And one of the biggest things that you can see is that like the plane, the plane incident really did affect her in more ways than we can tell. And then comes the big issue, and this is where you can start making assumptions off of this. Does Vivi have trauma from the plane incident? Because if it's just an artificial intelligence that's able to go ahead and like overwrite their programming or get rid of certain things, does that carry through to that amount? And vice versa. Because then we were also introduced in the first episode to their companion, which I keep forgetting their name. The one where like would talk to her as well. That was an AI, and for that reason, I always get a cold feeling off of that, where it's like that's sort of an AI that no matter how like if a human approached, even if it was an older version or anything like that, they would completely shut themselves off and only run from point A to point B, or say that like you were to give them a task, right? Navi, yeah, which is just short for navigator, right, in a big way. But say that you were to give Navi like the task of like, hey, protect all humans, right? And then like, from any big threats or anything like that in general. And then like you end up finding out that like, the biggest threats to humanity in general sense is humanity itself, and they try and take it out, they would do it without any compassion, without any remorse. It would sort of like a 1, 2, 3 step, as opposed to like say that Vivi turned evil. If Vivi decided to go ahead and like do something like that, you would probably find a more soothing way of trying to go about it. Of course, this is if Vivi ever turned evil, you know? It's just really, really big statements to go ahead and look into compared to like what can bring down humanity in general. A virus, uh, satellites hitting Earth, meteor, 1,001 things. The purpose that we're revolving around, though, is why artificial intelligence, just in general, would start advancing to that point, and what trauma can do in the mindset of artificial intelligence to either engage new emotions like hatred, love. Uh, yeah, exactly. And that's the big if. She could be my robot overload. You want that Russie, huh, Easy? That's what I'm noticing. You want that robot Russie, huh? Yeah, I'm starting to see more about you, Easy. I'm going to learn a lot more. Oof. But it's just a big concept. It's just a big concept to go ahead and entail, which is like where like, at what point is it too much? And at what point does that trauma heal for AI in general? So interesting things to
コント
point
ロー
out.
ルが奪われて
Oh shit,
おはよう。君たちの使命はライフキーパー。文字通り、人類の生活の世話をするため、
bruh,
我に仕えてもらうことになる。
bruh.
区別するための名前と声と髪の色。半年後、エリザベスは廃棄された。結局私は一度もこの目でエリザベスの姿を見ることはなかった。廃棄だったらわからない。けど、
Kind of, but in a really fucked up way. Because I mean, and here's a big difference, right? Say that you were to go ahead and assemble any type of parts or anything like that. If I were to give you a delay in any shape, way, or form, of course you're gonna have to expect delays in your attitude shifting moments and all of that. Also, environmental shifts change as well. So, i.e., let's say that I were to go ahead and like take a scan of my like neural links and neural like connections inside of my brain and upload it into two separate files that are running at the same time. One starts today and the other one starts a year from now. The one from a year from now is going to be in a completely different circumstance than the one from today. Even if the one from today was sending signals and information as to what is happening, all that information that is being shared to the other one is like not like a tabula rasa, right? So imagine already being influenced by your environment and already thinking about different ways that you should feel and think about things, right? As opposed to just having a singularity of like one single line, which then brings up the multiple points of if you have multiple lines running at once. So say you have like 1,000 files all running the same scenario, they're all making different choices based off of whatever. Say that like, oh, today you ate pizza. The next one, Today you eat a sandwich, the next one. Today you ate a hot dog, right? Because of the shared experiences that create like a deja vu feeling or a connectedness between them to gain experience as to whatever. So you have a friend, you break up with your friend, or you become stronger with, or you stay in your friend timeline, you become lovers or whatever. Like you just keep running all these simulations inside of that. Really smart, kind of unethical to do in that regard, but at the same time, if let's expand this past AIs, let's go into a higher civilization just in form of thinking, right? If you were a higher civilization and you wanted to go ahead and see how any form of a life form can go ahead and develop and make choices that can influence their civilization, whether to say new technological heights or destruction, what a better way to do it without actually going and observing individuals go through something like this, right? And I know that this might be wild, this might be an insane conversation to have, but if you could go ahead and say like boot up your computer and run all of the simulations and see whether or not a civilization would be able to sustain itself in this particular environment, run it a trillion times and have these levels of consciousness constantly repeat itself, you would be able to find out like whatever information you wanted almost instantly. But the simulation itself, if it was at a high enough capacity, they would think that they're alive and doing it just well and whatnot. Crazy concept to think about, kind of scary to think about in that regard. Because then would you ever really know if you're a part of a higher civilization's game at that point? But anyway, yeah. You'd think that there would be cameras on board to record this. Vivi should have just let that drop on him. I can already tell. This timeline was fucked up by herself. That's rough, dude. Well, ain't that fucking terrifying? There you go, guys. We found out the ending of the whole thing. I feel like sometimes I just go back and make like weird predictions that somehow end up like happening logically, of course. They end up like kind of being true because like you can kind of assume that like someone can pick one individual or the mentality of what individual is and base themselves off of that. By the way, the sound effects really do go hard. And yeah, even my ear. Bruh. Bruh. That's what I was about to suggest. Start detaching your thing. Oh. No. Don't tell me we're gonna lose her. And Beth already? Like, I don't care if she was a bad person. She was a baddie. Like, are we gonna lose both of them already? All three of them? No. Vivi, at least take Beth, yo, or something. What are you guys doing to my soul? Oh, damn, yeah. My heart hurts. Real bad. I just thought of something fucking stupid. uh, I'm trying not to cry, so I'm trying to think of stupid things. Oh, this hurts, guys. Do you think the guests get a refund for this experience? Sorry. My heart. This is too pure, guys. Ditch the bear. Alright, I think we're back. Looks like it. All right, I'm pausing it here because I think that's just wow wee woo wow, guys, wow wee woo wow. That was that hit my heart in more ways than I thought it would. Yikes! 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 That was something. And I had to make stupid thoughts like that in order to not like cry because my eyes were already tearing up. So instantly, my mind was like, "Did they?" Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard hitting one. Like, damn. But yeah, no, no, no. Like legit, like my eyes were getting really watery. That's why I was thinking of stupid shit. Like, do you think that their insurance covers them? Would they get a refund for this experience? And just like, yeah, just a bunch of things like that. Because like, let's be realistic. If you were to go on a trip like that, and it's supposed to be I don't know how to put it, like was supposed to be safe for you, and it turns out that you had to evacuate almost immediately, and your like trip got cut super short. Would you get a refund? Would you guys even ask for one at that point? I'm pretty sure that there'd be complaints all over the board. But oof, that was really, really hard hitting. And yeah, no, I really appreciate this anime. It's doing a lot of good stuff. Anyway, with that being said, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the like button, check out all our other stuff because there's a bunch of animes that are now like being uploaded at the same time. Um, and anyway, with that being said, for you guys here on Twitch, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick, take this time to go ahead and stretch, and then we'll come back. Is Vivy a Metal Gear? No, because she cannot launch ICBMs just yet, a walking tank. But anyway, take this time to go ahead and stretch, and then we'll come back to the wonderful melodrama that is Metal Gear Solid 3. I'll be right back, guys.